So I'm Xavier Manzanares. I'm the lead producer of Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
This is such a delightful thing to have. Like, we are right on the cusp of this game coming out. What is it like to arrive at this point where we're just about to get the next chapter in this completely shocker of a collaboration when it first came out, and to arrive at like a second chapter for this whole thing?
It's incredible. Even for Project Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope, we put in more time than Kingdom Battle. It's more than 4 years. So to be just releasing the game just around the corner, just so exciting. So that's when we start to think about all the choices we've done in terms of design, things we did in the past, question marks we had, and now everything is there. So a lot of excitement as well for the designers, because in the end it was a surprising mix between Rabbids, Mario, like a tactical game, etc. And with Sparks of Hope, we even changed stuff, revamped some system. So it was a big bet. But today we're very proud of the choices that we've made in the product.
And speaking of those choices, we've seen some very interesting new mechanics enter the game. We have the sparks, which help to augment the strategic abilities you have on the field. And like, can you go into more detail on like the big components of what you wanted to do to just like increase the gameplay and the strategy of this game?
Sure. Well, first of all, I guess the battle system. We removed the grid, removed the cursor. We wanted to get right into the action, be able to control directly the character within the zone instead of having a grid. It was a big change. But for us, it was important to keep as well the tactics. A lot of work went into the balance between action and more tactical choices. And it took years to get the right feeling. I remember some elements that didn't work in the past. The snapping was too hard because when you get close to a cover or a wall, the characters gently snap to this. But before, it was snapping too hard. It was breaking the whole experience. So a lot of work went into balancing that aspect. The exploration, we changed completely the system. Now it's more open areas. You have side quests, main quests. It's up to the player to decide, which is very different from what we did in the past. The sparks that you talked about, it's important for the story, but it's also super important for the battles. So having active and passive bonuses, you can equip 2 sparks per hero. We changed the archetypes of the heroes as well, the different ways they do their techniques. We added some heroes. We changed the storyline with a new character, with a big boss. It has a lot of impact on the world and the way the worlds are, the galaxy is behaving. So we revamped pretty much everything. And I guess it was a big bet. But for us, it was important to change and go for something that is really fresh and try to do something else for the technical genre. So it was the big goal for us at the very beginning of the production.
With the time between the original Mario plus Rabbids and this one, Sparks of Hope, was there anything in particular like that the team wanted to pursue that like got maybe left off the table, or that you thought of as you were going through that first game that you can now implement here?
Well, controlling directly the character, for instance, was not something that we could have done in the past. We have to prove ourselves first on being able to do a good tactical game. And a good tactical game with the codes that we pitched on the original concept in 2014. So with the grid system and the cursor, how dynamic it can be and fun with combos. So this is not something that we would have done in the past, being able to control directly the characters. Then we also had, in the past, a multiplayer mode in Kingdom Battle. We decided not to have a multiplayer PvP or a mode in this project because we wanted to focus so much on what we revamped. And we wanted to avoid scope creep and having an experience that are really, really interesting for everybody. So, of course, it's fun to have multiplayer modes, but for this project, we said, no, the focus will be in solo experience. So those were the choices we've made during production, where we wanted to go in one direction, and it was something that we discussed between us a lot.
And obviously, you are working with Nintendo's flagship franchise, the iconic Mario. Like, has that collaboration been easy? Has it been difficult? Has it been challenging? How permissive has Nintendo been with like the changes you've made to the game and where you've gone with the story?
Well, we've been working with Nintendo for 8 years, more than 8 years now. it's a long time, but at the same time it goes like a flash. But I would say everything is based on trust. We have strong bonds, even better than before, because now we shipped the game. It was good, people liked it, and now they trust us even more. So adding, for example, Bowser was not something that maybe we would have done in the past. Not because they didn't trust us enough, but we needed more experience and work with them. So it's been hand-in-hand design with them throughout the years. They validate everything, of course, that is linked to their IP, but also they check what we're doing in terms of design. But basically, their message is very, very simple, straight to the point. It's your game, your design, your vision. So you're there to surprise us, the players. It needs to be fresh and fun, and after that, it's going to be fun. But of course, we have to validate stuff like Mario, Bowser, the way he behaves with Mario and the Rabbids, all of that needs to be validated. But it's really hand-in-hand design together.
As far as like rabbitizing a character, can you speak to that process of like what goes into the design of like creating a rabbit and putting a Mario character aesthetic on that rabbit and its abilities?
Well, first of all, it starts with the passion we have for those heroes and characters like Mario, Luigi, Bowser, etc. So we want to respect, and it's our mandate in Nintendo to respect that character as much as possible. So when we start to think about the rabbit version, well, first we take what a rabbit is, and what we decided to do with rabbits with Kingdom Battle and the Mario plus Rabbids series. It's a bit different from what we did in the past with the party games. So first of all, that's the first step, thinking about what the rabbits are. They can be very funny, they can be just crazy, but in the end, they need to be more subtle and not crazy all the time. And then we add what we like from the heroes, the Nintendo Universe heroes, and what could be interesting to have as a focus point when we add it to the rabbits. And then the recipe works if players start to have fun, recognize some elements from Nintendo, and at the same time it's a new hero. It's not just a rabbit with a costume, it needs to be a new personality. So that's where we spend a lot of time to iterate, to find, and then it becomes a hero more than just a rabbit with a costume.
Y'all have added some new RPG mechanics to this game, of character progression and all that. Can you speak to the process of building up those mechanics, kind of giving players satisfying progression without like turning it into a grind?
Yeah, we wanted to have levels in Kingdom Battle at first. The first designs of Kingdom Battle, we had some levels because we felt it was a nice element coming from RPG as well, to be very rewarding and stuff. But in the end, it didn't work out. We had the skill tree, but that was about it. And we felt if we go further, we won't have the time to iterate and have something that's fun and balanced. So I would say it was among the first topics we discussed for Sparks of Hope, saying, hey, this time around we have the levels. It's super rewarding. You see your level going up. Same for the sparks. We added the sparks. We say, if we have levels for heroes, we need levels for the sparks. And then it became a bit chaotic for, I would say, 6 months, a year. It was all over the place. Every heroes were OP. The difficulty was going up and down. So we learned as well to work with a system, progression system. But in the end, it's so rewarding to finish a fight, get those levels, spend the way you want, that we feel that this is a really nice addition to the gameplay.
And finally, what do you want players to see out of Sparks of Hope? Whether they're newcomers, whether they're coming from the first game, what do you want people to really get and enjoy most when they jump into Sparks of Hope?
The amount of passion we put there, because before being devs, I guess we're players first. So this passion needs to be visible, needs to be tangible, needs to be everywhere. So that's why we spent so many years just to have something that is balanced, but at the same time also just to be beautiful, to be interesting, to be funny. Everything needs to be on the right level. So I would say this is what we're looking for. And if you didn't play any tactical games, it's something that maybe you will discover and like. If you play tactical games, you'll see the references and what we decided to revamp, so that you can compare and see based on what you like. So yeah, the big objective was to say this should be for everyone, and even if it's a tactical game. So that's what we want the players to say.
And any final thoughts as we close this one out?
It was a long process. We're just super excited. Team is there today. Showcase the game, hands-on. We're so excited. So a lot of excitement right now. It's just around the corner in terms of release date. So we cannot wait to have the players playing the game and see what they tell us.